Hi, welcome to the channel. So you want to know about all the new exciting details in the most recent Blue Protocol dev stream, or you're just very hyped and want to know as much as possible. Either way, you're in the right place, as I've put all the information in one place for you to access whenever you want. So in the most recent Blue Protocol dev stream, it was mainly focused on the network test as many of us expected, but we still got a lot of information about the game going forward. In the network test, you'll be able to play the first part of the story, play all 5 classes including the Fullbreaker, reach level 20 and adventure rank 4, and you'll also see a limited version of the adventure board. Additionally, you'll have access to a new region in the network test that seems to be some kind of valley, and we did get a good look at this in the dev stream, and of course the game just looks incredible. The devs did state that the network test has made some slight changes to the story and the points that you unlock certain features, so the official launch version will play out slightly different in some parts. Now time for the most important feature in the entire dev stream. We finally saw the Happy Napo. Yes, you can collect them during the network test. And that's not all. We now know that this game has Angry Napo, which will attack you if you attack them. So that was actually a really cool addition and something I wasn't even expecting. This is probably one of many creatures we'll find during our exploration, and additionally, the exploration does seem great. We see a look at how we're going to be able to climb using the climb mechanic in this game. Then there are also changes to mount speed being seemingly faster, and the animation does look smoother, but I'm still not a fan of the perspective they're using for mounts, as the animation just makes it look a bit weird. The developers also said to be careful when exploring parts of the map, as you will encounter higher level enemies and get destroyed because you're completely underpowered at this point in the game. They also briefly went over some of the new changes to combat and gave brief descriptions of what each class can do, such as the Twin Striker having shared drain, meaning that they can drain the HP from enemies for themselves, and that effect will be party-wide, giving everyone HP. As you can tell, those are very brief descriptions, and I've actually made some class overviews on this channel along with information about the game, so if you want to get a full idea of what's going to be changed, you can go ahead and check those out. The Aegis Fighter acts as a tank like we expected. They are meant to be very useful in getting enemies to slow down and keeping enemies grouped up. The class with arguably the most change is actually the Keen Strider though. The developers still said they are a support, but they can do a lot of things and they seem to be more of a jack of all trades now. You can have some party-wide buffs, increasing damage, and help your party out with healing, as they changed the Keen Strider's old right click, which was an evade ability, to a heal skill. They have now taken away the Keen Strider's movement speed buffs, as this was deemed a bit overpowered. So I think they felt as the class was a little too fast, so they made some changes to slow it down. Of course, this being a ranged class, you'd want the player to not be able to just outrun and dodge every single enemy. You'd want the enemies to actually inflict damage to the player, so this might be a good decision after all. Next, the Spellweaver is a long-range class using fire and lightning to damage enemies by using the elemental burst system, which is like an elemental combo system the game has, causing various effects by combining elements. The devs did also say that the Spellweaver is possibly the most difficult to play solo, but I'm sure people will still find it easy enough to understand. We also finally got some details about the Fullbreaker, which is the new class coming to the test. It seems to be a close to mid-range class, and it uses a ball skill that fires at enemies with the right click, knocking into them. So yeah, it's the bowling class. So yeah, the developers are taking opportunities during the network test to, test some features coming to the game, such as the mailbox where they'll send players in-game items. During the network test, players logged in for the first 4-hour window will receive a reward from them, which is a selection box including items like dyes and potions. There'll be multiple windows to get sent these rewards, as they seem to do them every 4 hours or so. On April 1st, there will also be an in-game event, but not the one you think. This is more of a test for their Awards Plus system, showing what that will look like come launch. During this time, players will see a 10% increase to XP gain, a 10% increase to Luno gain, and finally, additional dungeon reward chances, increase from the daily cap of 3 all the way up to 6. If you did somehow get accepted, you'll be able to install the Bandai Namco Blue Protocol launcher this Thursday, and in there you'll be able to download the game. Now, if any of you has some not so friendly software on your computer, please delete them, as the game has some security solutions that detects anything that may be used wrongly while in game, and will prevent you from launching the game if that software is in use. And for those of you who want to use your benchmark characters, you can by exporting that character in the benchmark software, saving the file, and then importing that into the actual game. The files can be shared and downloaded, so if you want to use someone else's designs for your character as a template, you can. From there, you can just make some slight adjustments if you want to. If you do also plan on streaming or making YouTube content during the network test, there are guidelines in place the devs want you to follow, and they just wish everyone is respectful of spoilers, so if there are spoilers in your footage, please use a spoiler warning. Bandai Namco are hoping this all goes smoothly, but they do want people to report any bugs they find, as that's the whole point of the test. And so yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I'm super excited about this as it just moves us one step closer to the global launch, as they seem to be getting prepared for the Japanese one. I'm still a little sad I can't play, but I will make some informative content about the game during this time using B-roll from the test, so thank you for all the recent support on the channel as it's growing really fast and I'm very surprised every time I upload a new video. I'm going to keep making them, of course, and again, if you've learned anything new, I would appreciate a subscribe, and remember to drink plenty of water, and see ya!